I watched a movie called Rare Exports.
That sounds like a gem, like a story about gems.
It's been around. It came out like 12 or 13 years ago. And it's always been that movie that people love. And it's always on like when you go to a streaming service, it's there. It's always in like the Christmas list.
Oh, a Christmas list. I was going to say, it sounds like that one desert movie with Matthew McConaughey where they like looked for the Sahara.
Definitely not like that.
You said like nothing about this movie, and it sounds like
that.
Something that is totally
like
opposite.
But
There's they're mining. I forget where this movie was made. I'm sorry, but they're mining on a mountain. They find sawdust, and there's like a dude in a suit, and he knows what's in the mountain. Apparently, in the mountain is Santa Claus, but he's like
bad Santa.
He's a bad Santa Claus. Like,
He's like an archangel.
Not happy Santa Claus.
Is he like a human though, or is he like a monster?
He's like a monster. He's got horns and stuff.
But not Krampus.
So these kids, they kind of know what's up. The adults like something weird's going on around here in this town because they're blasting in this mountain. But then the blasting stops and people go away and they're like, "What's going on around here?" The dad sets up a trap in the yard, usually for wolves or other game, that they can catch to make for dinner.
Catches bad Santa?
No. He catches something that he catches a man, and looks like Santa Claus. That bring him in. Then it turns out, this isn't Santa. This is one of the elves, and the elf is like creepy and naked and weird. And like killing
so there was
things.
a naked elf walking around in the snow and he got stuck in a bear trap?
Yeah.
What does he look like? Like a Dobby?
Yeah.
He looks like a frail old man.
Ew.
Yeah.
Like he looks like a human.
Yeah. Yeah.
How did he find out that he was an elf?
Oh, because
I've been working for Santa.
The dude in the suit knows what's up. He knows what's up. And he tells them, like, this isn't Santa. You got one of the elves.
Is this rated R?
Yeah.
Don't say PG-13.
I think it's rated R.
How does the dude in the suit?
Yes, I think it is rated R because there's a lot of dicks.
That's not what I was expecting.
You should have started with that.
So many old man wieners.
Old man wieners.
So many old man wieners because there's a lot of these elves eventually.
They're like what they don't tell you about the North Pole is.
Well, the movie
it doesn't point north anymore.
The movie escalates, right? It's escalating and escalating, and you're like, there's a scene, and you feel like, oh shit, something's about to go down, right? Mm-hmm. And then another scene comes along, and it turns out all the kids in this town are missing and have been replaced in the beds with like a straw figure to fool the parents, make the parents think the kids are sleeping, but the kids are really missing. And only like one of the kid figures this out because it's the kid who was asleep, and the elf that came to kidnap him was the one that fell into the trap. So he didn't get kidnapped. Right. And
he's sleeping by the trap?
No, he's like the trap's outside of his house, outside of his bedroom window.
Oh, got it. Okay,
anyways,
that makes sense.
Things are escalating. The kids are missing. Oh, they caught an elf. And they brought the elf in there, and the elf like bites a guy's ear off, and it's like, things are escalating, right? Nothing ever happens in this movie.
It's just...
the whole movie just feels like something's about to happen, and then nothing ever ends up happening.
So how does it end?
Santa Claus never even comes around.
It doesn't even show Santa Claus.
You see Santa Claus, he's like 50 feet tall, encased in a big block of ice.
Wait.
And they're gonna like blow him up.
Yeah. But he never does anything. So it's all the elves that are stealing the children.
Yeah.
So how do you know he's a bad Santa?
We don't.
He just looks like the fucking Balrog.
They're just going based off of fairy tale legend of it.
They were just trying to distract you with all the old man dick.
There's a lot of it.
It didn't work.
So what legend, where is this legend from that there's old, creepy, naked elf men and a giant...
There's so many
Krampus
old men. They're all naked. And
someone definitely has a fetish.
Yeah.
And they're like
Oompa
I don't care what
Loompas.
this movie's about, just make it.
They had to just make like a bunch of these specific...
and they're running.
Are they all the same? Oh, is it like
so
floppy?
like there's just old dicks
Floppy
swinging.
Hell yeah.
It's like full frontal.
Yes.
This is an American movie or no? It's a foreign movie. Okay. Okay. It's like
Yeah, there's just like a lot of old naked elf dudes, and they just blow up the Santa.
And then it's just done?
And then it's just over.
Do all the...
Oh, they like try to like reform the elves to make them into all happy Santa Clauses at the end. I don't...
They train them to be like a mall Santa, and that's who you're putting your children
basically,
under
yeah. Basically, yes. That's what they're basically doing, yeah.
Jesus.
It's got like 80% on Rotten Tomatoes. There's a lot of like positive reviews, and we were going in like... I started the movie, I got 5 minutes in, I'm like, all right, I'm invested. Because like I'll usually like... If I'm not sure about a movie, I'll give it 5 minutes.
Just 5 minutes? That's it?
That's pretty...
Wow, that's quick.
I called my oldest kid down. I'm like, yo, you want to watch this movie? He's like, I'm like, it's about a monster Santa Claus lives in a mountain. He's like, all right, I'm in. And I'm like...
And then you just showed him all those...
Well, I told him, I was like, yo, heads up, though. It's subtitled. And he's like, you know what else is subtitled? I'm like, the best movie of the year. He's like... Ooh. So I'm like, oh man,
you are your father's son.
That's right. Come on. But
the nature versus nurture.
This movie sucked.
Okay, out of 10.
Yeah, it does sound terrible.
What?
I'm gonna 3.
You get a out of 10.
Yeah, you get. I'll never watch it again.
Damn.
I'm out.
Did all the little elf guys, like, were they all the same? Or they were, like, all a bunch of random old men just running
They all
around?
looked the same.
But they weren't the same guy.
No, it wasn't the same guy. They were
Okay.
just all old, frail old men with their dicks out.
Hey, man.
So, they were dirty.
Don't kink shame.
Did they reform into good Santas? Did it ever
It looks
show?
like they do, yeah.
Oh, good for them.
But they went to steal...
Maybe they got off the heroin and took some showers, and now they're nice and work in malls.
They couldn't breathe. They were oxygen deprived down in that cave.
That's fucking weird. I watched a horrible movie. Oh, wait, you still have another one, don't you?
Yeah, because right after that, I was like, man, that movie sucked. And it was still early in the night, so I'm like, let me see if there's another one to watch. And I found one I've been waiting for.
Ooh.
And I was so excited. It's called Silent Night.
Yes. Yes.
Did you watch this?
No, but I've been wanting to.
Okay.
Just came out this year. Just came out last night, basically. It's not streaming. You have to rent it digitally, which I did because I was really excited. So I'm like, I will pay to watch this movie.
With Joel Kinnaman?
Yes.
One of the loves of my life.
It is directed by John Woo.
Whoa.
It's his first American movie in 20 years.
What?
If y'all don't know, John Woo made Face Off. All right. So I'm going in with Face Off expectations. Yeah. And there's like the movie's basically about this guy. It's Christmas morning. He's with his son. And then 2 gangs are in a drive, like shooting at each other while driving by the house. Oh. A stray bullet kills his kid. Oh. And he dedicates the next year to training how to fight,
to kill gangsters.
He's going after these
He's just
dudes.
like a normal guy.
He's just a normal dude. He's an electrician.
Okay.
Wow.
Just a blue collar man. Just a blue collar man. And like he gets shot in the neck. And he can't talk. Yeah, he gets shot in the neck.
Oh, so his son gets killed.
Gets
hit in the neck.
He gets shot right through the neck so he can't talk.
This is a superhero origin story.
There's no dialogue in the movie.
Holy fuck.
Nobody talks. There's There's like chatter on a police CB and like a radio.
Silent Night. And it's Christmas.
Does he like grunt?
Yeah, he kind of grunts a little bit like that, but he can't talk.
Is that why he wears the bell? Or isn't there like something in the opening scene like there's
the opening he's wearing a bell on his chest.
Like a cat?
After his son gets...
So the local wildlife population...
because after his son is killed, he takes off running after these guys. He's like, I'm going to go get him. Okay?
In a car, but okay.
That's when he gets shot in the neck.
Jesus.
And then the rest of the movie is that, he's recovering in the hospital with his neck, comes home. He's a complete mental wreck because of his kid being dead. His wife is like, I don't know how to handle this man right now. And he's like just boozing it up in the garage, drowning his sorrows.
I would too.
And then he's out on the patio just thinking about it all again. And he's like, you know what? He goes to talk to the detective. And the detective basically hasn't done anything.
Does he just have to like write it? He's like...
Yeah, basically. He texts.
Maybe he's got like a...
He texts. He does get one of those, but he throws it because he's mad.
Oh.
Yeah. And then he decides that's it. So he goes in his garage and just starts planning.
Ooh.
He starts watching YouTube videos on how to knife somebody up.
YouTube videos.
YouTube is not where how to stab someone.
I want to murder some gangsters.
Yeah, what the fuck?
He's learning how to drive like Baby Driver. Like he's like training himself to drive, how to fight, all this stuff, right? And like he like even writes on the calendar like kill them all on Christmas Eve.
Oh my
right?
God!
This dude is just asking
How does he know where to find all the gangsters?
Yeah, especially if it's a rival gang too.
He goes to the detective's office and like there's like the main bad guy gangster, right?
Okay.
His name is Playa.
Oh. Playa.
They didn't really sit around long in the writer's room to think of the names.
They're like, we don't want any words in this. Like, we have to name this guy.
But like, he gets like all the people's like information from the detective's office because like all their mugshots are on the walls, and he just goes out and does recon, finds their hideout and shit. And then the movie gets going. You know, Christmas Eve comes along. And you're like, here we go, Christmas Eve time. We're gonna kill them all. And you know. He goes out there and he starts killing them all. And
nice.
He's just shooting them and knifing them.
Okay.
Shooting and knifing.
Just shooting and knifing.
Shooting and knifing.
Solid.
Right.
And then, you know, he gets, you know, and then it's a brand new movie, so I won't spoil it too much, but that's the gist of the movie.
Is it a good revenge movie? Because I'm a sucker for revenge movies.
Yeah. How's it compared to John Wick?
Yeah. Or like
obviously nothing can. Obviously nothing can.
Yeah.
It's not John Wick.
Oh, okay. Is it fun?
Here's my problem with the movie.
Oh, here we go.
Bear in mind, I'm old. So when I was growing up and I watched revenge movies or action movies, when the bad guys die, they fucking die.
Yeah.
Right?
They get kicked out of buildings.
Kicked out of buildings or
they blow up.
Like ran over.
They like their backpack gets caught on a rocket and then the rocket gets shot into a helicopter.
Yeah.
You know, like, yeah.
Was that one Schwarzenegger movie?
It's called True Lies, sir. That's what I'm used to. My son, he loved this movie. He's like, I thought it was great.
He's not used to bad guys getting rocketed into a.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to explain to him. Because this movie, within the first 5 minutes, sets an expectation that is never met the rest of the way. You cannot, John Woo. I shouldn't be telling you this. You're John Woo. You're a legendary action director. I don't know why I should be telling you this, but you cannot decapitate a man with a forklift in the first 5 minutes of your movie and then just give me basic ass kills the rest of the way. All right?
Can you reveal who gets forklifted?
Just a gang man.
A gang man.
Just a random, not even like a main character is getting
just
that
a
treatment.
gang man.
Don't do
Gang
drugs,
man.
kids. You'll end up like a gang man.
Does he like run into it?
Yeah. He runs into the forklift because the guy like he's stuck between the forklift and the car, so he like jumps on the forklift and like jumps onto their hood and like car crashes, the forklift goes through it, cuts his head clean off, gone. And I'm like, yo, is this what we're getting the rest of the way in this movie?
Hell yeah.
Hell no, we don't get that the rest of the way in the movie.
You know who did it right? This is what this is reminding me of. Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
The dumpster cutting the lady in half, dumb as hell. You're like, oh
So
god,
bad, but then
it just owns it. It's like, all right, now we're gonna make it more crazy, and it's like, okay, well done.
The rest of the way, a lot of bad guys die,
Yeah,
but they're just like,
Just all guns and knives.
just guns and they're just kind of stabbed a little bit, and then we get to the main bad guy,
what was it? Playa.
Playa.
Oh shit.
A little bit of a spoiler. I mean, it's not a spoiler. This is a run-of-the-mill action movie, okay?
Yeah,
you know the
what's
bad
gonna
guy.
happen.
You know the bad guy's gonna die. Okay? Good guy's gonna go kill the bad guy. And you're like, all right, well, this movie's kind of been a little. I went in riding high on it. Just saw the forklift thing. I was feeling pretty good. And we're both kind of like narrating the movie, like, oh man, here we go, woo, doing this.
Yeah.
And then I kind of got tired. And we get to the bad guy. I'm like, he walks into the bad guy's lair, and it's like a lair. And it's like, and Lucas, my youngest son, he even said, he's like, oh, boss fight. We're like, yeah, here we go. It lasts maybe 30 seconds. He just chokes him.
Oh, not even like falls into a big old thing of acid or something.
Nothing.
Sharks underneath.
They just wrestle around. He gets on top of him. He just chokes
30
him.
seconds?
He just chokes him. He's just choking him. And I'm like, really? That's it?
The boss doesn't really even fight back that much?
Not really.
They're like, we're at a time limit, guys. Our funding's
I'm like,
almost
yo,
done.
at least throw him out a window or something. Like,
Yeah.
and
or
then
slam his head or like
Yeah.
something like.
the most annoying part of the movie is this detective. We see him at the beginning of the movie. for like a 30-second brief thing, and it's established like, oh, he hasn't really done anything with these killers. The Christmas Eve, when he goes out to kill them all, he leaves the detective a note basically saying like, I'm going to go do what you should have done a year ago.
Right.
The detective's like, oh, this guy's out there getting revenge. And then the detective shows up at the very end and helps this guy kill like 2 people. And then like the detective guy gets shot. And then after the main bad guy's been choked out, the detective dude like crawls. Our good guy hero, he lays down. He's like exhausted because he's literally killed like 100 fucking people at this point.
And he's just some guy.
He's just some guy. Like he's
been
wiped
training.
out.
He's been watching his YouTube.
He's like laying on the ground like, holy shit. And then the detective comes over and like,
is he like arresting
lays next to him, like smiles at him. And it's like, bro, you just showed up.
That's
now
romantic.
it's like,
Right?
yeah.
Don't look at him like, oh,
like
man.
literally, this guy did his job for him. Like there's no crime anymore.
What a night, huh? Like,
Picturing this movie turning into like Juno. And like he lays down, they're both staring, and he like puts his hand over the other guys, and they hold hands,
cute.
and it's just like the montage of just like the.
you know who this detective guy reminded me of?
Oh,
When I was like 13 years old, me and my friend, we went to Pistol Pete's Pizza.
damn.
All right. We're playing the X-Men arcade game. You know the X-Men arcade game.
Duh.
Yeah, one of the greatest arcade
Naturally.
games ever. There's 4-player arcade. Me and him, we're pumping quarters in. Pumping them in, man. We get all the way to the end to fight Magneto. Some random-ass kid comes in,
No.
drops a quarter, hits Magneto once and hits the final blow on him and goes running off like, I did it, I beat the game. And we're like, yo, bullshit. We've been here playing. That's who this detective is in this movie. Like,
Wait.
fuck you for showing up at the end and acting like you just put in
He
a
put
whole
the
night-
last puzzle piece in and was like, I did it.
Yeah, like, get out of here.
He was a lurker, like one of those
He was
casino
waiting.
people. What is that? Like where they're called something? Is it a lurker?
Oh, man, that sounds
where they
about
like
right.
wait till you like put a whole bunch of money into a
Did
slot
someone leave
machine
and they
and
like
then they
jump
come,
into your
yeah.
seat?
Anyways.
Wait,
yeah.
how did you guys walk away from the game? Like I'm not understanding how he put
Well,
his
we
quarter
beat the
in.
game. Like, well, the game was beaten. Because you could join in at any time on an arcade game.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. So it was not okay.
Yeah,
got
it's
it.
like
Got it.
jump
Got
in,
it.
jump out. So he comes in and he's like, oh, cool.
He's
That
like,
was
wow,
sweet.
you guys.
Fun game. Too easy.
Yeah.
It's like, did I break it?
Oh, I don't know. What does
What's
this
high
mean?
score
Is
mean?
that good? Is that good?
Anyways, Silent Night
Jeez.
also,
Really?
yeah.
That sucks because I've been really wanting to watch it. I've been really excited to watch it.
And the thing
It's
is, too,
on
there's
streaming?
no dialogue, and the soundtrack sucks.
Oh, come on.
There's not a good,
Tough.
like, there's no good, like, there's a lot of training montages going on.
Can get some like
Plenty
hype
of
music, like-
opportunities to get, like, some good music in there. Nothing.
Damn.
No good music. Just this fucking average Joe averaging killing people.
Average Joel.
You mentioned
Average Joel.
briefly when we were talking about the acid thing, you mentioned sharks. Mm-hmm. That leads me to my movie that I watched.
Oh, look
Mm-hmm.
at that. Psychic.
And I am upset because I almost watched a shark movie and I'm mad that I
Should've
didn't.
done
Dude,
that.
I'm mad because it was called Santa Shark.
Santa Jaws.
Santa Jaws.
Wait,
Santa
question.
Jaws.
That sounds fucking amazing.
What would you rate Silent Night?
I'd give it a 6.
Oh, wait, so it's not
Better.
Quite, not quite as
yeah.
bad. Okay.
Yeah, it's still above average.
It's I was like, it was interesting because there was no dialogue.
Mm-hmm.
I
So it's
do.
something
Yeah,
new.
I applaud that. Yeah.
You said it was streaming, or how did you watch it?
I had to rent it. A digital rental.
Digital. Okay, okay. All right.
And
so,
the rare exports, that's on Screambox if you want to go waste an hour and a half of your life.
now that I'm thinking
if you
about
wanted
it,
to see a bunch of old man dick.
it makes
Yeah.
sense that he choked him out because his throat was he blew his throat out.
No, okay, but he's not doing it for himself. He's doing it as revenge for his child. Like, if I got to the point, I kill 100
That's
motherfuckers. Like, they're not just normal people that I'm killing. It's like gangbangers and shit. Like,
Yeah.
I am dreaming of all the different ways to torture.
God, I
the main
really
guy
wish
that,
she was
like-
gonna say White Christmas. Man, she's like, I'm dreaming of, and I was like, and then
Murderous Christmas.
you know what I would do? You know what I would do? I'd like tie that dude up in chains and drag him behind a truck.
Oh.
Nice.
Like at the very least, you could have like done a little foreshadowing where outside of this dude's lair is a fence, you know, with little pointed fencey kind of rail,
Ooh,
you
and
know,
he just-
and then he throws him out the window and he gets stabbed through the neck on the fence.
Yeah.
Like,
There you go.
something like that. Just give us something, not like
Yeah.
"Man,
Especially the boss
Can't believe
kill.
you killed my son. Let me just hurry
know-
up. You're gonna die.
You know
a
what I
little bit."
felt kind of did that? in John Wick, the first one, he kills the son that killed the dog with the baseball bat, like way too quick. And I was like, oh. I always kind of was bummed about that. Like they get the final boss fight's dope, but the one where the whole thing that starts the movie is the young dumb kid beating his dog to death, and then all he does is the whole movie is because of the dog, and then he just kind of like kills the son real quick, and I was like, oh, come on.
And the
You
thing
hear
is,
that, Keanu?
there
Get
is a
your
couple
shit
things about this movie though too. There is like a few parts where it's like this guy's not a killer; he's never done any of this before, so he's like screwing up a little bit at the beginning, which is kind of funny. But
I like that.
Yeah.
Okay, movie that I watched. Fuck, I was disappointed.
Oh.
I think I don't remember if it was on Shudder or if it was on Hulu, but it doesn't matter because
It's not Moose Jaws.
unless you want to see. Don't bring that up again.
You kind of look like a moose a little bit, like a baby moose.
Aw, it's a little guy. Is that how a baby moose bleats?
That's how I guess so.
It bleats like a goat.
Sound like a goat.
I don't think like ew. Ew.
No. Do the sheep, but add a little bit more like foghorn, like a deeper, lower guttural. Probably closer, honestly.
Oh, like Foghorn Leghorn?
I'll say. I'm a baby moose. I'll say. All right. Fucking
Dumbest show.
Yeah, it is really. Struggling.
He's like, add foghorn. It's like, it got higher.
So
What's the movie you watched?
I'm looking for horror movies, and I should have known this from the beginning. From the title, I was like, this is how this is gonna go. So I'm scrolling through real quick. I'm just trying to find something just to eat dinner and put on. I was like, fuck, I haven't watched a horror movie all week. Let's just meh. I fucking see like a shark, classic Jaws, like ladies' feet dangling in the water, and then the shark coming up from the, and I'm like, okay, cool, like, and I read
that was the poster.
Yeah,
like the same as
it
like
was
Jaws.
basically Jaws, and so I'm like,
are they able to do
okay,
that?
and then I'm skimming, and it just says like, something about like vacation, flood, something, I don't know, whatever, shark. Okay, I just watch it. I'm like, let's go. The fucking movie already, it's called how was it Requin or something, like Requin? I was like, Requin?
Requiem?
No, just
No,
that. Requin? I don't know. Is that even a fucking word?
Requin.
Requiem for a Dream?
No, I know, but it's not. It's Requin. Requin.
Requin for
I'm like,
a drum.
whatever. So I'm like, I don't care. It's a shark movie. Let's get into this. It's got Alicia Silverstone in it, and I know you all know the name. You've heard it before.
I love Alicia Silverstone.
But unless you're a movie dork, you definitely don't know. But you see her and go, oh, that's that one chick.
What?
Because you've seen her before, but you don't know what she's in.
Clueless.
Yeah.
Oh, that was the one you guys were both on.
And she was in Batman. She was in one of the Batmans too, right?
Batman and Robin.
Yeah.
Batman and Wobbin?
We don't need to be talking about Batman anymore on this show.
Yeah, we're not going to
bring up Batman. Holy shit. Don't do that.
It's called, the Requin or Requin.
Okay, so what's it about?
This fucking couple goes away on to, of all places, fucking Vietnam.
Okay.
They're like, this is
It's
going to
a
be
gorgeous
our
country.
tropical getaway beach side, or like
beautiful.
they stay in one of the little like straw hut villages over the water. You know what I mean?
Like the rice fields?
what?
Or no, by the ocean.
Yes,
Okay.
ocean. I was like, wait, on a rice field.
I don't know.
So it's like they're supposed to go on this big getaway because it's alluded to that she has like maybe a miscarriage or something, but she's doing a natural birth. There's a ton of blood in the tub, and then she like wakes up from a nightmare. She's having PTSD. So they take this like, it's like her and her husband take. What'd you find?
I just saw a review for this movie on IMDb. Somebody gave it 1 star and said clueless as to why they would make this movie. Like, you asshole. Shut up.
It was Tony.
It was
That
you.
sounds like
It
a
was
review that you would.
Yeah.
Ugh.
So then they're like, let's go on this tropical getaway to Vietnam paradise. I was like, okay. And they're like, we're gonna stay in these little villas, and the whole time she's like on her phone, and she can't like get away, and the husband is just like, come on, babe, put it away. Like, we're here to just like relax and get away from that. She's like, just one more text, just one more. He's like, come on. It's like that, right? So they're trying to do things. She's very clearly a like broken woman.
Okay.
And so they're trying to figure out how to, get her out of her funk because they lost the kid or whatever. And then typhoon happens.
Oh no!
Typhoon happened. They're like,
Is that like a cyclone?
it's like
Yeah.
a kind of like a hurricane.
tropical storm?
Yeah, basically.
Okay.
So you're thinking,
That's what happens in Karate Kid Part 2.
remember? Duh. So
This is actually Karate Kid Part 3.
yeah.
No, it's not. That's no typhoons.
It's
It's Karate
called
Kid Part 3.
Requin.
There's no typhoons in Cobra Kai either. Like,
Oh my God.
I can't do anything.
yeah. Can I finish now?
Please.
Wah, wah. I'm like Debbie Downer over here with
So
movies that I don't see.
they get stuck in the storm and she's like panicking. The whole movie is just her nagging. I really hate to say that. But like,
sounds like he
holy
was nagging
shit.
her.
No, it's bad.
Yeah.
It's bad. And then you get to a point where you're like, I want to care because I feel bad for you, but you're just like, somebody please shut this woman up. Like it's bad.
Is even
I
the
was gonna say
shark
something,
like
but I won't
annoyed
keep
by
it.
her?
Oh, well, I'll get there. So
Shark is like,
they're going through the storm. She wakes up. She's like, oh my God, I'm scared. What's going on? And he's like, it's just a storm. Forget about it. Whatever. Well, guess how they wake up?
a shark is in the room.
No. You
Water's
keep
in the
thinking
room.
because you're like, shark. There's a shark on the
Yeah,
cover.
does it
It's
take
gonna
a
be
long
shark.
time for the shark
It's a storm. It rips the damn hut they're in. They're floating
They're
out to the
floating out
sea.
to sea.
I don't know how the fuck this thing is floating. It's lopsided. It's literally just planks of wood on the bottom. Not only would it have
kinda like a
gotten
boat.
water through it, but like there's a doorway on each side. And it's like, okay, here's the water.
Yeah.
They got like not even a foot until the doorways on each side. Water would have went straight through and sunk that shit immediately. Immediately. But
Well, I don't know
somehow,
because a raft can float.
yeah, but that's like tightly made, like put together. This is like got like splits in the floor. It doesn't make sense how this chunk of, it's literally a hut, like a whole hut would not
Brian's
float like this.
Noah over here. He's like,
Look,
"Let me build this ark for
Watch that fucking movie the entire time. You'll go, oh come on. I watched this with my roommate. And
I'll
it was-
say nothing turns me off of a movie than when they make the women like so naggy and like
Oh,
it's like
and here's
she
the
had
thing.
such an opportunity to be like such a empathetic character
Throughout
in
the
this.
story,
Yeah.
you know, it's a well, spoiler alert, she survives. The man does not. So, you know, she has to figure out how to like do stuff, right? I don't give a shit about spoilers because I don't, unless you want to see a real stinker, stay away from this
Stinker.
movie.
It's got a 2 on IMDb.
Bad, dude.
It's got a 2.
Out of 10
So
or out of
Yeah.
the
5.
whole
Out of
story
10.
is they get taken away. They're like, "Who's gonna save us? No one's gonna come." And then you don't see the shark until 80% of the movie's done.
Oh,
I
get
kept
outta
going on. I was
here.
like, "When is it gonna be sharks?" There's a
it's only
shark
when
on
it
the
eats some
fucking
guy?
cover. Well, the thing is like there's other things that are happening, and oh,
Like what?
Wait, so why is this Santa Jaws?
this is not Santa Jaws.
Wait,
Where have you been?
the title is Requin.
Yeah, the
Oh.
Requin.
Well, then why'd you start off Santa Jaws and then you go to
Because I
Requin?
said like, oh, I almost watched a shark movie as well last night called Santa Jaws, but I didn't. I watched 2 other pieces of shit.
He said that. Oh.
No. Oh, Kels.
Kelsey,
You know, it's been a rough week.
Kelsey's even watched movies.
She's been hitting the eggnog. Yeah, that's true.
I wish I was hitting the eggnog. That'd be great.
Ooh.
Oh, me too.
So basically, long story short, everything in this movie is dumb. And you know how there's movies where it's like there's bad green screen and you just laugh at it. Like you can still see the green outline around, you know.
Oh, like like the bounce of the
Or like
the color.
you know, when you see Birdemic, you know they did it because it's bad.
That was real. Don't you ever?
Well, okay.
please.
What's a movie where you're like Velocipaster? I always go back to it. It's the great because they know it's stupid, but that's the point, right? This movie, you can tell they tried passing it off. Like this is gonna be our Sharknado. Like it's gonna be a cult classic film. And I'm like, okay, but like holy fuck, the CGI. You can tell so many times that they're in front of a massive green screen. And the set is just like this little hut and a little railing that they built. And then behind it, you can see there's like 10 feet and then the green screen. And I can't really place it. That's just something so like, not off-putting, but I think you know what I'm talking about, where you see something and you just go, there's something weird about, like, it's just off, you know? That's how the movie looks, because the first scene, she walks to the back, like, dock, and it's supposed to be this, like, serene sunset, and I was like, wait, what the fuck? Is she in some room where she can, like, hit a remote, and then and I was like, oh, this is just a bad green screen, and then the whole movie's like that. It's, dude, them floating, there's, like, no water trail or anything. They just,
She's
like,
on a holodeck.
placed them. It's bad, dude. It's real bad. But then you don't get the shark until the 80% through the movie.
Does a shark at least kill like a lot of people in a cool way? Or
No,
anything?
dude, it's only them. There's one part where they're like, we need to create a signal fire. So they grab a shit ton of wet stuff because they're sitting in this soaking. It's so bad. They throw it all in this pile. They take water and from the sun, they try and like use it like a magnifying glass. Within seconds, this thing erupts into flames, burns the
Wet
whole...
wood through water.
burns the entire fucking. They burn their house down because
they're
trying.
floating on?
Yes, and it's like none of them.
How did she survive?
Well, so basically, I don't know. She should have been dead so many times from just like exhaustion, no food. Not at one point do you see them
No water.
eat.
That's what will kill you first.
There's like they take a last sip of water, which we only assume was days ago. It makes no sense, but she somehow keeps fighting. That's the thing.
Good for her.
They go through. That's the thing. You're like, all right, you know what? Fuck yeah. She's gonna come back a strong female.
What does this have to do about Christmas?
What?
He was just saying because speaking of sharks, I saw a movie about sharks.
I watched one scary. What
That's
do you
why I
mean?
thought it was Santa
I thought it was
Jaws.
there's no
Why-
Christmassy in it.
You guys are both on. We're all on different tracks.
Look at my head.
Look at me.
I thought we were all talking about Christmas shit.
I watched one horror movie.
Oh my god.
This was supposed to be a horror movie. This is a horror podcast, not a Christmas podcast, sir.
This is a Christmas special.
That's why we're dressed like this.
So what would you rate it?
Fucking shit out of a lot more shit. It's so bad. Don't watch this movie. It's really bad.
It's a pff.
It's like a no. It's not a pff. That's like a silent. Like no. This is a.
Oh,
This
it's
is
a
a
little wet.
fucking
It's
nasty
wet.
ass dude. This chick, she finds this random Vietnamese dude in this like upside down, like it looks like cup. It looks like a cup. The boat looks like a bowl, and it's just like this guy
Like a teacup?
sleeping. And then she goes in there and finds the guy dies. He gets eaten by sharks. She finds this fucking a leaf blower with a propeller attached to the end of it. It is so fucking dumb. And she's like, and it's like, use it like a propeller. No. But she doesn't even do that. She uses it on the shark and cuts the shark's head up.
How? It's not like the
I know, it
propeller
makes
is
no
like-
sense. She's just pulling a leaf blower, and then it's her just screaming as like this propeller's digging into the shark, which doesn't kill the
But
shark.
the propeller would be like
Oh, it makes
by her
no
body.
sense. I'm telling you, it's bad. It's like duct taped. You can see a propeller duct taped to the end of a leaf blower. And you're assuming like, oh, I guess that's how the guy got around. But she uses it to fucking chew up the shark's head, which doesn't kill it.
Just makes it really mad.
Yeah, he's got all these horrible like CGI cuts in his head.
Want to know how I got these scars?
You want to know? Yeah.
He's the Joker.
Don't
Okay.
do it.
I know. He said no. I just
Stay away from the dark
All
night.
right, so horrible movie. But a fun fact about this very holiday themed movie that Brian just spent 20 minutes talking on is that Requin is like refers to a specific family of sharks.
Oh, thank you. Because I was like,
And
what
no, it's
the
not referred.
fuck?
I guess it's not referred to at all in the
Sharks
movie.
are no, not at all. And the sharks are barely in the movie, and it's until the very end.
At least was the shark CGI good?
Oh,
Oh no.
it was the worst part.
I said,
No, there was some scenes that were passable for like weather effects and stuff, barely. But like, oh man, when you get to the sharks, you're just like, it looks like it's just stamped over the film. Like Labyrinth or
Oh.
something, like Dark Crystal. You could just see the separation. It's pretty bad.
It's like
This movie came out last year, 2022, and it's this bad.
Why you don't ever look at the reviews before you watch a
Fuck
movie?
no, because
No.
one,
You guys usually like movies like that. So
see, you lump me in. Yeah, I'm the good middle point between you two. Sometimes I love stupid movies.
Yeah.
A lot of times I fucking hate them.
Yeah.
Like
But
if
if
I'm
you're gonna
right
go
in the middle.
stupid, you got to commit.
Yeah, and see, for me, I'm like, I don't like a lot of stupid movies. I want like, I don't know. That's why I'm in the middle. That's why I'm in the middle, you guys. Because you're like Far Side, give me stupid dumb shit, and you're Far Side, I don't want that. Actually, try. And I'm like
Well,
right
I like
there in the
real
middle.
serious stuff.
no, Tony, that's only me.
Okay.
She's
Get out of here.
gatekeeping.
Go worry about your antlers.
Dude.
They're bugging me so much.
The only thing that was cool is the husband
They're
gets.
kind of leaning forward a little bit, and they kind of look like ants.
I had to prop them up on my
Antlers.
head right now because they keep falling
antenna.
off. my
I
head.
tried, but there,
That's
yeah.
okay.
There was one cool part was when the husband, goddamn,
The guy.
gets his fucking legs chewed off. Because he's like laying on, he should have been dead 8 times, but he's like laying on the, it's so totally Titanic. She's up on the door and he's like hanging off halfway in the water. And then eventually she like tries to wake him up. And then she sees that it's just his like little stubbies left. And she drags him up and she's like, oh my God, no. And they like kind of fix their marriage by almost dying together.
Wait,
and then
he's
dies.
still alive and his legs have been chopped off?
Dude, it takes a long time for this dude to die.
Like,
oh yeah. Oh, one of the funniest
seconds.
parts about this movie is he hurts his leg 3 or 4 times, and then eventually they get chewed off. But like, oh my God, they make the same like bone snap sound every time something happens to his leg.
Every inch of
it
his
looks
legs.
like it's so funny. I was cracking up. His first one, he like the bed slides across the shack and breaks his leg, and so you hear like, and he's like, oh my leg. And then later on, he's wrapping it up, and she pulls it tight, and it goes. How's he breaking his again? Damn. And then a third fucking time later in the movie, he like tries to walk on it. And it's like, oh, he broke it a 4th time.
And then they decided that he was the one that should be in the water.
And then he gets, then he gets his, they never stop bleeding, by the way. The whole movie, their like wounds, they keep showing like
Just
trails of blood. And it's like, they've been out here for days.
So how many sharks total would you say?
1.
Like 1. And it's a trail of blood for days and days.
Oh, it's so stupid. The movie's so bad. That's what I'm telling you. Like, and then somehow she manages to survive, and it's real fucking like I was half expecting her to nag the sharks away. They were just gonna be like, you know what, this ain't worth it. She's so fucking annoying. Then they just dip, and then she makes it because like the whole movie, she's just doing this like annoying whimper scream, and it's just oh my God. And the whole movie is just like, how could this get any worse? And then it does, and so it's just her complaining more.
Well.
It's bad. And I wanted to root for her. I really did. And then, she ends up surviving. The husband dies. And it's like, okay, well, what did that vacation give you?
And then she's like, oh, I feel so much better.
No, I
she's
guess.
like, wow, that was a great vacation.
It's like, damn, I went on this like nice vacation to heal our marriage and get over our stillborn or whatever. And then he just gets, they end up in this horrific, traumatizing thing. Eventually, they just float back to an island. Apparently, they're miles and miles away, and you can't see anything. No land all around. They're in the middle of nowhere, and they did this overnight. And then apparently, they just floated back to land. None of it makes sense. It's so stupid.
Yeah, because so she didn't even use a blow.
No, she didn't. No, she uses a paddle. She uses a piece of wood that she stabs the shit out of the shark with, because she's trying to keep it off. The same
shark.
Yeah, trying to keep it off the husband. But then she eventually like. I don't even remember what happens to the body. It's bad.
This reminds me, did you guys watch Schitt's Creek? This reminds me of like a movie that like Moira would be in. The mom.
Yeah. It's bad.
She's in The Crows.
It's bad.
It's pretty bad.
So if you want to see the Requin,
it's a great holiday movie.
It's not a holiday movie at
Uplifting.
all. Well, unless you think they took a holiday if you're British and you say
they're
we were on holiday.
Yeah, they're on holiday.
We were on holiday in Vietnam.
Yes.
Because that's where everybody wants to go holiday.
I mean, it's a gorgeous country.
You ever been?
No, but I would love to go.
How do you know it's gorgeous?
Shut your fucking
They got
mouth.
sharks.
Didn't you watch a green screen movie?
They got
on
a
it?
shark.
So?
Well, no. It ends up dying, I think.
Oh, see, we're fine.
It's so fucking bad. God, don't see this movie.